so we have a number of reporters, like we said, and now we are crossing to the county of Kisumu, where we have Bernard Ndong standing by to give us an update from that side of the country. Bernard, if you can hear me, what's happening in Kisumu as at now?
Thank you very much, Dan Wangi, back in the studio. I'm at the Kenyatta Grounds here in Kisumu County specifically. This is actually one of the key tallying, or rather one of the key polling centers, because initially we thought it was polling station, but there was some level of clarification that we were told that these are definitely about more than 10 plus polling stations. So it's about, we could call it a polling center because there are about 11 different individual polling stations. And so far, it's interesting how things have transpired from the time we arrived here in the morning. We were here at about 4 a.m. 4 a.m. in the morning. There was a long line of people just waiting to wait for the polls to be officially open at about 6 a.m. But the voting has been smooth. There's been by and large nothing too much dramatic has happened here. Of course, the residents of this area just exercising their democratic right. But it's important for us to understand some of the complexities, because we've interacted with some of the residents here. Some say that the process has been quite smooth, but for some they've said that the process has had some few hitches. And we're going to join a presiding officer who is here, of course, just to join us here on NTV, just to give us his sentiments, because I think it's very important for us just to appreciate and understand. You can just join us here on NTV. Of course, he's just monitoring the proceedings just to ensure everything is going smoothly. First of all, just introduce yourself. This is the presiding officer of one of the polling stations here at the Kenyatta Grounds in Kisumu County. Good afternoon, sir. Just tell us your name.
Good afternoon. I'm Nixon Owe Awaya. I'm a presiding officer, Kisumu Sport Ground 10-7. So far, the voting is going on well. It's only that right now we are having a low turnout because in the morning there were so many voters that were coming in to vote. And what is happening is that, as you can check behind me, we are having so many people that are still there, but already they have voted in the station. Okay. Yes.
I've spoken to some of the residents who've managed to vote, and so for some this is like, some were saying it's their third time, some are saying it's the second time, but they're actually impressed by the system that was adopted by the IEBC to have more than two streams, because I understand in 2017 there were just 2 polling stations here, but this time around there are about 11 polling stations.
Actually, that is a good idea, and it is helping us so that the queue that is always there for a long time is minimized. So we are having the people that are there in the line that are reduced to less than 10 right now. Yes, and in the past, you'll find that right now we are still having a long queue. Yes.
Okay. So you are in stream 7. So far, how do you look at the numbers? How many people have voted so far in your rough estimate so far?
Okay, thank you. So far, in our room, we are having around 327 that have voted. That's around 52.18%. And I know in the next 2 or 3 hours, the remaining ones are going to come. But I don't think we are going to have 100% turnout for the voting.
So in terms of how the system has been set up to have like all these streams at this particular polling center, do you anticipate later on this will help you in terms of tallying so that the process can even be smoother and faster, given the fact that there are not too many numbers that are coming up at one single time, but they're spread out across the day?
Actually, it is going to help us a lot, because I'm sure by around 11 or 12 we are through with the counting, and we are going to move to the tallying center.
So just to understand, you're saying that by around midnight you'll be done with the counting of this particular polling center?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So just run us through as well in terms of how the verification process is, because we interacted with a gentleman earlier on and he said he had a bit of a challenge. His name was on the board. There's a notice board that has been placed around these premises that voters need to be able to just identify themselves and the register. But when this gentleman checked himself in the KIMS kit, his name was not there and he was not allowed to vote.
Actually, you'll realize that we have some polling stations whereby the name doesn't appear there totally, and we are not having the manual reader to check. Even if you try to queue in the details, you realize that he is nowhere to be seen in the station. So we don't allow such voters to vote, because there's no any details. It indicates that the voter did not register in this station. Thank you.
So just to clarify, you're only using the KIMS, you're not using the other system of just identifying?
Using only the KIMS only. Okay. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you just giving us his insights there. Nashukuru sana. Thank you so much. I'm sure you're very busy just following the proceedings. Asante sana. That is the presiding officer for one of the streams here. I'm positioned just, you can see there's actually no one per se. If you had come here about a few hours or so ago, there was a long line of people just ready and waiting and anxious to exercise a democratic right. But As he said, he expects more people still to stream in here, but he just said about, given a rough estimate of the number of people who have been able to come and vote is about 50% plus. So we'll see how things transpire in the course of this afternoon right here at the Kenyatta Grounds in Kisumu County.